What is up, geeks? I am live on YouTube right now, and I just had to get a video out because some news broke out just a couple hours ago. I just saw it on Twitter right now, and Star Wars has officially announced that Rian Johnson, director of The Last Jedi of Episode 8, is going to be starting a brand new trilogy that's an offset from the Skywalker saga. So it's not, apparently it's not episodic. So it's probably just going to be its own trilogy by itself. I don't foresee it passing 3 movies, but I mean that could all change later on. So there's obviously a bunch of theories, right? Like, what can it possibly be about? Will it be taking place hundreds of years before the Skywalker saga? Will it be hundreds of years after? Will it even be in the same remote area? Will it be completely like an offset universe? Like, maybe, I mean, still in the same universe, but maybe in different galaxies, like somewhere completely far off. Like, there's just so many things, and I'm gonna give you guys my theory on what they're planning to do based off Rian Johnson and his previous work. So we all know The Last Jedi. There's a reason why they chose Rian Johnson to direct this movie. It's supposed to be, the middle of the trilogy, and typically, if you're following Star Wars, something bad happens in the middle. Just like most trilogies go, you have that like climactic maybe twist, that turn, that change, something that will surprise a lot of people. So that's why we all think something crazy is going to happen in The Last Jedi. Either way, it's a darker movie. So what I'm thinking, I know most people are, hoping for a Kenobi trilogy, an Old Republic trilogy, and I'm not saying those things aren't going to happen. I have a really good feeling that the Kenobi solo film is going to be the next solo film after Solo. The Han Solo solo movie. I have a good feeling it's just going to be a one movie kind of thing, but I'm pretty sure Ewan McGregor will come back and it'll be a Kenobi movie. So I'm like 80% sure that's going to happen. As far as an Old Republic movie, I think that could be a separate trilogy maybe after this one. They'd be very courageous to even have it during this new trilogy. I think they're going to focus on this new trilogy that happens after after episode 9. But there's also a possibility we can see Old Republic in a different venue. It could be a TV show, maybe more mature, maybe something on HBO, something on Netflix, where they can take some more liberties with that kind of show, like Game of Thrones type of Star Wars. That would be really cool to have an Old Republic like TV show. Either way, there's a lot of possibilities with that. I think they're going to venture off with something different. I know most people aren't going to, agree with me, but I honestly think they're going to go to the underworld. The Star Wars underworld. Couple reasons why. Other than the fact that Rian Johnson is a darker kind of director and writer, and being that he's starting off this new trilogy, they're not saying that he's going to be... First of all, some people think he's going to be directing all 3 movies. That would be a mistake. Even though he's a genius, he's just directing the first one and starting it all. And I'm sure he's going to be there to write and help write and produce for the rest of the trilogy. But he's not going to direct the whole trilogy, I'm pretty sure, based off what they wrote in the article. They're just saying he's going to start off the trilogy. Anyway, if he decides to, whatever, what have you. But, I mean, where was I? I'm starting to lose my train of thought. I'm so excited with this new trilogy. So I think they're going to go to the underworld. Another reason why, other than the fact that it's Rian Johnson directing the movie, secondly, they canceled a game not too long ago called Star Wars 1313, based off a bounty hunter who would later become, you would later find out in the game as a big surprise twist that it was Boba Fett. This whole entire time that you were controlling Boba Fett. But that was a game that was supposed to happen a while ago, almost like Uncharted-like, and they ended up scrapping it once the Disney whole thing took over Star Wars. So they scrapped a bunch of Lucas art, games, and stuff like that. So that's whole Star Wars 1313. Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy said that they'd eventually use it in the future. And here's a third reason why I think it might be taking place in the Star Wars underworld with bounty hunters, you know, maybe drug deals. I don't know, something darker. They were supposed to have a live action TV show based off George Lucas's ideas and scripts. They actually had a bunch of episodes written out already, but they were never able to get it off. I don't know why. But George Lucas has a bunch of them in the Star Wars archives. And obviously, with the whole Disney takeover, they are allowed to use all of the material that they have in the archives. So with those three reasons, Rian Johnson being a darker kind of writer-director, who I can't really see him doing the Old Republic, to be honest. He might be able to, but I see him more doing the underworld stuff. Secondly, the whole Star Wars 1313 game that they scrapped, that they said they would later use. And then thirdly, George Lucas's, I think the strongest thing would be the fact that they have so many scripts and ideas from George. Now, of course, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But at the same time, with The Force Awakens, people don't understand that they use some of his ideas. They changed it to make it better, like as far as the movie was, episode 7. But they did use some of his ideas. They didn't completely scrap all of his ideas. So, yeah, sorry if this video is kind of all over the place. I'm just really excited. I just found out about this, and my mind is going off right now because I'm excited. Because obviously, I mean, we have The Last Jedi coming out in almost like a month from now. I can't believe it. It's almost a month from now. And then we have episode 9 2 years after that. And who knows? I mean, we have the Solo film in between. We might have a Kenobi movie. And then a brand new trilogy. That's what I'm so excited about. Because, I mean, what can they do? Like, they're going to end the Skywalker saga. There's just so many possibilities, guys. Star Wars can go on forever. And they can make it new. They could always make it new. That's the awesome thing about Star Wars. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining me for this live session. Again, my mind is just going off right now, so sorry if I don't make sense. But if you have any theories of your own, please post it in the comments below, and I will read them. And we could just continue to discuss this in the comments section. What do you think this new trilogy is about? Is it going to be a Kenobi trilogy? I wouldn't mind that either. I would honestly not mind it being anything. Because I'm just excited for Star Wars. More Star Wars. Yes. Alright. Till next time, embrace, express, and enjoy yourself. May the Force be with you always, my young Padawan.